Hey guys, this is Sharad with REsimpli, bringing on Alejandro Mendoza to share his experience using REsimpli. Alejandro, welcome to REsimpli. How are you, man?
Doing good. Thank you. Thank you. How are you, Sharad?
Absolutely, man. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for joining the call. Before we ask you about your experience with REsimpli, tell us a little bit about your business. Where do you live? What kind of investing do you do, and in which market?
I live in San Antonio, so Tag Team Property Solutions is the name of the company. My experience, I started as a real estate agent. I actually used to work for a big wholesale company. In that company, or in the time that I was there, I met a partner there that I ended up doing some flips with. So we started Tag Team Investments LLC. That's the LLC. We started that back in 2022. And then last year, we left the other company. We started Tag Team Property Solutions, so just making it a home buying company. But we started flipping last year. So that was our main focus, flipping. We haven't done any rentals yet, but now we're building up a wholesale company. So mostly just a bunch of acquisitions. So that's kind of what I'm running as far as on my side of things. But now I think we're a 10-man team now. So
Oh, wow.
I'm still doing acquisitions. It's me. We got a transaction coordinator. She also kind of helps us with some offer follow-up, stuff like that. We got another acquisition guy that's starting with us next month. He's coming in from Las Vegas, actually,
Oh, cool.
with us. My business partner, Carlos, he is leading the dispositions. So we're building out a dispositions and acquisitions team. So just keeping everything in house. So that's our specialty. That's what we do. We're definitely using REsimpli a lot. I know you could use it for pretty much everything, but we're definitely using it for the acquisition side of things.
Yeah.
And we're just starting out the building out the dispo side of things. So
Perfect.
still integrating everything all in one.
Yeah, awesome, man. First of all, congratulations on all the amazing growth you've had. So you've been doing it for about like year and a half, 2 years on your own.
Yeah,
And yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
yes, about a
How,
year. We left the other company in May of last year, so a year now.
yeah, a year. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
20. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Do you mind sharing how many deals are you doing per month or per year?
We're finally in capturing all the work that we've been putting early on. But last year, we had a bunch of contacts. So me and my business partner were basically the main acquisition people. I guess it was just us two. This time last year, so we were just calling everybody, working like crazy, and we started off pretty strong. We picked up some REO properties from some lenders that we have good relationships with, or bank owned. I guess that's what they call
Yeah.
REO, right? So they
Yeah.
sold some of those properties, and they were in good shape actually. So we picked those up. We had picked up like 7 properties last year in June, but now doing just straight up direct to seller marketing. Last month we hit our new milestone. We did 10 deals last month. This month we're at 13 acquired, and we're trying to get 2 more so we could get 15
Love
for
it, man. I
yeah.
love it. Love it. Awesome. And so you said you started doing your own direct to seller marketing. What
Mhm.
marketing channels are you implementing in your business?
So we first started with texting. Honestly, it was pretty cool, and then it got really strict like around fall of last year. So we started just doing a bunch of cold calls. So we got cold callers, and we're doing direct mail. Direct mail has been really nice. So that really helped supplement our last month's success. I would say at least like 5, 6 of them were from direct mail.
Yeah. That's what I hear consistently, that direct mail tends to be generally one of the top marketing channels. So yeah, it's great to kind of hear the same from you. All right. So talking about REsimpli, you've been doing it kind of on your own for about a year, well, longer than a year. How long have you been using REsimpli for?
I think we started towards the end of last year, if I'm not mistaken. It probably would have
Okay.
been like fall, so not even a year in with
Okay.
recent.
What specific pain points did you have with the previous CRM and you decided to switch to REsimpli?
Having to need multiple services, right? I like how
Mm.
recently it was made by investors, and it's for investors, right? Or investment companies. So for one, I really like how everything was integrated, the phone numbers, having the call audios in there. It makes it so easy to where I can pass over the phone to a partner or someone in acquisitions, or vice versa. I could take over the call, looking at the previous call notes. So if someone steps out to go check out a property, I could just pick back up on where the other person left off. So I had heard this from a few other acquaintances in the business, friends that are already in Simply. They suggested it, so I kind of looked into it. But yeah, I guess that's a big one, is just organization, keeping everything in one.
And
I really keeping everything just together, right, rather than having to log into multiple platforms, all these websites and tabs open.
yeah, that was the biggest pain point that I had and that was the main reason why I started the company, is like having to log into different software and just like connecting them all together. I just didn't like the idea. Cool. All right. So tell me about how's the onboarding process for you and your team coming from a different software to REsimpli?
Oh man, it's so easy. It was so easy. A lot of videos to watch, a bunch of tutorials. The support's pretty quick to respond anytime we have a question or ways to any question with the updates that are coming up. So easy to get answers. But I'm pretty good with the tech, so I'm
Awesome.
like the tech support in house as well. So just kind of like
You're a
creating
young
video.
guy, so yeah, you're a young guy. You have to be up and running with tech stuff.
Yeah, so I'm kind
Yeah.
of like integrating everything and yeah, making sure that everybody's in the know. And then we do
Yeah.
trainings, right? This is how I want it set up. This is how I want you guys to, the processes and the using REsimpli.
Yeah.
Kind of the one handling it with them. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's super user friendly. That's another big thing, right? I like the interface. It's straightforward. It's nothing too flashy, but nothing clunky or it's legit. It's
Thank you,
well
man.
developed.
Thank you. We're constantly making updates. How do you feel about customer support and resources available to you and your team to be up to speed with the changes we're making and everything there is to do in REsimpli?
Like I said, the customer support has been super helpful. They're pretty quick to respond.
Over the last 7, 8 months since you've been using REsimpli, you've scaled incredibly. So again, congratulations. How would you say has REsimpli helped you achieve your goals that you set up? Like now you're doing double digits deals. How would you say that REsimpli has played a role in that?
Oh, it's a big part of it. Again, systems have, it's like our vehicle, right? This place the REsimpli keeps the leads, everything organized, and it allows us to, I mean, yeah, that's the biggest thing is organization. So we can do more deals, right? Rather than doing it on the old way, a spreadsheet
Yeah.
or paper.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
we're on Google Sheets and just, oh
Yeah.
my, it was such a mess. So this is awesome. Using the drips is huge for follow-ups. The tasks is massive. Drip campaigns has been one of my favorite features of it. Just putting them in a funnel. Let's say a lead doesn't answer the phone after a certain amount of times or attempts. Put them in a drip. A task comes back up in a couple months. It allows us to remember the person. Same thing with if a person is under contract. Oh man, that's been super huge. You forget about the deal because you think
Yeah.
this guy's already on the contract. He's gonna close on it, whatever. We still always put a follow up like a week after their closing is set up. I had one today. The guy is probably gonna accept our offer, hopefully tomorrow.
Such a
Um,
smart thing.
yeah, so
Yeah.
I always up with those, but without REsimpli, I mean, we would have been doing it on Google calendars. Our calendars already stacked up with.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, man. Yeah, it's what you mentioned is so true. Like people don't realize about half of like on average contracts fall through. And if you miss out on a contract, follow up like a week or two after their, supposed closing date to see if it actually went through or not. You never know. Crazy
Yep.
things happen. Yeah. How many deals were you doing since you've been doing it for a year? Like how many deals were you doing before REsimpli and now you're doing about like 10 to 15. So hopefully you'll do 15 this month. How many were you doing before that?
It was right when we were getting started. We were
Yeah.
still not. We're still kind of in the old way, right? I
Yeah.
was learning REsimpli. I was getting everything integrated, but we were still using Google Sheets. And like in October, we got like one contract,
Oh,
one
that's good.
contract. And then same thing like probably from October to December, maybe we got like four contracts. So that
Right.
was pretty rough.
Yeah. Oh man. Then to see do like one contract or 1.5 contract a month to doing like 15 a month, that's amazing, man. So
So that's
impressive.
so starting next month, now that we're gonna have another acquisition in house with us. I think that's gonna be huge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Put
Yeah.
more effort.
What are your future goals? Like, we're in mid of 2024, basically. Like, what are your goals, like 6 months to about a year or 2 years ahead? And how do you see it REsimpli playing a role in achieving those goals for you and your team?
It's a easy system, plug and play it, right? Now it's just working as a team, right? Right now it's just, I mean, I say we have 10 people in house, but not everybody's doing acquisitions. It's just basically it's two and a half of us doing acquisitions, right? So just adding in a couple players, I would say maybe two more this year, including the one gentleman that we have coming on next month. But our goal would be 20 a month by
Nice.
the end. and just make that the norm at least. But we have a big growth vision, right? So we do want to really take over Central Texas and be a big name in Central Texas.
I
So
love that.
we're doing San Antonio and everything just within the hour. So San Antonio, New Braunfels, we go up north towards Kerrville, and we even have a couple out towards closer to Austin. So Austin's about an hour away. I think that's gonna be what we're focusing on this time next year, starting to branch out to Austin, and
Okay.
then from it's just a matter of opening up the buy box, right? So I think
Yep.
that we
Absolutely.
more acquisition guys in here, then I don't
Yeah.
see us doing
I
anything
love
less
that,
than.
man. I love the big vision. I love it. All right. Is there anything particular about REsimpli you think sets it apart from other real estate software out there? When you were using Google Sheets and then you switched to REsimpli, I'm sure you looked at other softwares out there. Like, what do you think sets REsimpli apart from the other softwares?
The big one was interface.
Yeah.
My I can get by with something that looks a little dated, but the interface here is just pretty clean. It works for everybody, someone that's not that tech savvy, and of course the newer generation, right? We got a 20-year-old that's working here. He likes it. I'm 26, so I mean, I've always been very good with the computers, and I know when I see a good product, and this one definitely looks a lot better than most. But again, some of the big things that I liked is it not having to subscribe for another dialer or have to dial outside and do integration and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I like having everything in house, and it's super organized. And again, the support phenomenal. It was super seamless. I tried Podio, and I know some people like it, some people used it. I tried it, but just visually, it was like.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't think you could do everything all in one. Or I could be wrong, but I don't think you.
Yeah, no, Podio is just basically a
Right.
platform. Then you have to get all these different software, dialer, phone system, and all that different stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Final question. What would you say to someone who's listening to this or watching this and they're on the fence about using REsimpli for their wholesaling business?
Honestly, I've done the research, doing a good amount of deals at this point, and it's all been thanks to REsimpli. Of course, I'm always looking for the next best thing, and that's what a lot of people are doing when they're shopping around looking for what they're using, and probably going to be within the year in the next couple months with REsimpli. I haven't seen the need to change it, and that's because if it's not broke, why fix it, right? So that wasn't the case with the other ones. I hopped around with like 2, 3 other ones. Of course, Google Sheets is like bootstrapped to the max. But once you graduate from doing 2, 3 deals a month, you invest in yourself. REsimpli is definitely worth the cost. And even then, I think there's always promos going on. You can. I'm sure you guys have like a trial.
We always have some discounts. Trial period, and where you can test out. So no, thank you, man. Thank you. And if someone wants to connect with you, learn more about your journey, what's the best way for them to do that?
I would say Facebook. That's mostly where I'm active. I think it's just Alejandro Mendoza, Tag Team Property Solutions. You'll find us there. We're starting to put more into our social media presence. So it's a good time that we're talking. We got a marketing person that's handling our social media now. We're going to start putting more into ads and stuff.
We'll put links to that in the show notes for this. Thank you so much, Alejandro. I appreciate your time. I know how busy you are, so I appreciate you jumping on and giving us a few minutes. Thank you.
Absolutely, sure. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.